Hello and welcome to the English Analyst Desk. It is me, Valdez, with JS, aka G-Sun. How are you doing today, G-Sun?
I'm doing great. It's my pleasure to be joined by the Veld Analyst for the Veld Analyst Desk.
Awesome. So we are going to be here, and we're going to be kind of talking about what we thought about the games, but also we do have the Korean Analyst Desk, as you guys can see. So some stuff that you feel is necessary to translate for us, G-Sun, you can go ahead and do that. But we watched those games. We saw DAMWON come in and kind of a slow start, but eventually show that they are so resilient. And once we got past the mid-game, they looked untouchable.
Yeah, as just mentioned, the Korean analysts also said that DWG Gaming, they were looking for some new draft tiers. So Ornn on the green and also Caitlyn, the hyper carry ADC on Ghost, was something that we didn't really see from DWG Gaming throughout the split.
It's definitely interesting. The fact that they were coming out, I was joking with you, and I was like, first, they're going to play T1's draft style. Then they're going to go ahead and they're going to play, top esports. And then they're going to do DAMWON or DRX. Like, these guys seem like they can pretty much do whatever they want and take the win. I mean, Canyon was so critical to a lot of their wins in the regular season, but he just got demolished in the jungle, and it didn't matter. I mean, he was basically invisible.
Yeah, one of the most impressive facts of this game is that especially the top side players on side of DWG Gaming is so good at coming back from being behind. So Nuguri was the typical players who has the 0-2 power spike, but this time around we checked out that Canyon can also come back after being 2 levels behind.
That's true. I mean, he was, I don't know how much use he got done, on the Volibear. He was kind of just a tanky boy towards the end, and that's really what the name of the game for their draft was, right? It was like, wait until 30 minutes, get Molten Edge, get Ornn items, and have Caitlyn carry, which is something that they don't normally do. Ghost is not the carry player. It's Showmaker, it's Nuguri, it's Canyon, but we had 2 tanks amongst those 3 carry players. And so it's definitely very interesting. But DRX, I'm sure they felt a little bit unhappy, as we're going to take a look here at the first team fight.
It was really critical that 3 of the players on the side of DRX got airborne by the Ornn ultimate, because it was aimed to hit Jin to cancel his ultimate, but in the end it was 3 of the players unable to take any actions.
Yeah, that's very true. This felt like a close team fight, but DRX, coming from many different angles, not really able to seal the deal, and Assassin Ornn came in essentially and neutralized Jin, even though I think he didn't eventually get that kill, but he basically did, because he was just such a wall. It was like he was a giant rock.
Like a brick wall.
Yeah, exactly. And Jin's bullets were like, pellet guns that are just making little pew sounds on the wall, and that was it. So definitely a little bit unfortunate for DRX there, because I'm sure a lot of the DRX fans were watching and they were like, this is it. This is our moment. We're going to take the early game and win, and Pyoshik's actually carrying. And then mid-game, late game comes and they kind of get demolished.
And the biggest hardship for DRX in this entire game was that Kali was the main hyper carry to kind of dive onto Caitlyn or Syndra, who was super bad throughout the game, but because of maybe they were not on the same page, well, Toby was not able to find the perfect angle or any opening to assassinate those kind of carries on the side of DWG Gaming.
Yeah, it's very true. I mean, Toby had a couple of angles and a couple of moments where it looked okay, but even this fight was just the epitome, right? They got Ghost. It's like, oh, we got Ghost and we got Showmaker. Shouldn't we be able to win? It's like, they just do 0 damage. I mean, Canyon's full health. Yeah, you pull him and nothing happens. And Jin was just zoned out anyway, even though there were no damage dealers. I mean, Lux wasn't building damage, but they were still able to zone them away.
It was really weird to see that the tanks can also outplay the carries on the side of DRX.
Yeah, it was true. I mean, they all, they had a ton of gold as well. The gold was relatively even, but the way that the champions of DAMWON compared to DRX used that gold was much better. So that's what we were talking about when we were looking at the scaling and how they were able to play that so well. So I don't even know what to think if you're DRX now. It's like, well, we were expecting one thing. They definitely changed it up, and they subverted all of our expectations, right? The Canyon Jungle lost to Pure. We talked about how that should be one-sided, and then Ghost carried where he is not the carry, so they were able to win anyway in very easy fashion. So what does that mean for the rest of the series?
Yeah, it was definitely a meaningful game for DAMWON Gaming because they have proven themselves that they have so many scenarios to win the game. And we can see that the Korean analysts are pointing out that the team that won game number 1 is most likely win the whole series.
Yeah, that's usually the way it goes in any kind of series. It's very difficult to come back for many different reasons, the momentum, the moral defeat that you took, but also you have to win one extra game if you want to come back. So definitely is going to be difficult for DRX. What are your thoughts? Do you think they can do it? What do you think they should mix up?
Well, I think DRX had the most optimistic opening or the beginning of the game because they were having the gold lid, which doesn't really happen up against DAMWON Gaming, but they were not able to close out the game. So it's gonna be another kind of one-way series over to DAMWON Gaming.
Absolutely. So thank you, Ji-sun, and thank you guys. I'm going to send it back to Max and the caster desk. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Valdanalist. It's absolutely a pleasure to listen to the analyst desk. And I do want to shout out our friend Brendan Valdez, the Valdanalist, because one of those matches that was won after losing game 1 was a Zubu Frost in 2012.
Oh, yeah.
And I believe he casted that game.
So he's ancient.
He is.
All right.
He is. Very, very ancient.
Does he know of Helios? High school?
I would say so. Yeah. That was 1800s-ish.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's about around his time. As, yeah, a bit of a shout out there, but only another few victories. One of them, though, was KT in 2018, and that was Deft's team. So, you never know what. But yeah, as okay.
Some cheering from home, right?
Yeah.
So many fans.
And on Summoner's Rift as well, which is exciting.
Yeah. Korean technology.
Wow.
Pretty good.
We have truly been uploaded. We don't even need to worry about social
We're actually all in the
anymore.
cloud now.
Yep, that's I was actually talking to Valdez about this. We had a very deep conversation about uploading your consciousness, but maybe it's not something that we need to discuss right now, as we're looking forward to game number 2. DAMWON will be most likely moving over to the red side, but I mean, DRX could opt for red again if they want to. We saw Top Esports do it in a series where Blue Side had won every game, and they still managed to win in a game 5. So you never know, but they are going to go over to blue, and this makes a lot of sense, especially for the Korean meta at the moment. Blue Side's just been pretty good, and let's see what the bans are going to be this time around.
There is
Pantheon.
Yeah. And it seems like there's no chance that Caitlyn is going to play in this series anymore.
Yeah. Unless, you know, DAMWON leave it up and they have options into it, we will see. Just don't know whether the Jhin was the best option into it either. So a few things going against DRX.
They would be really toxic.
Yeah, well, they're going to ban it, so we don't even need to worry about it. Now, where are DRX's minds at? In game number 1, they banned Pantheon, Set, and Twisted Fate.
Yeah. I mean, because of DAMWON Gaming bringing completely new draft, we cannot predict how they're going to build up the red side draft. So we just need to see how they react to their first pick. So what is their plan, DRX? Are they going to look for early game Priya again on the blue side, or are they going to look for late game or mid-late game, more team fight around team comp like DAMWON Gaming?
I think they need some form of late game insurance.
Yeah.
And they definitely did not have that in game number 1. So Lucian going to be banned away here. Just a pick that's too strong in the hands of Chovy, and of course Deft as well on the bottom side. So denying a couple of strings of the DRX bow.
DAMWON. They're just taking away lane dominant champions pretty much away from DRX.
Yeah. And also remember, DAMWON Gaming banned Ashe on the blue side. And Caitlyn and Lucian is out, so there is chance DRX just first pick the Ashe on the blue side as well.
Unless it just gets banned away.
Yeah.
Twisted Fate was already banned by DRX.
Yeah, and they're going to follow it up with the Ornn ban. Some more late game scaling to be taken off the board here. Of course, Ornn and Caitlyn are the best friends of this current meta, but still, DRX wanting to open up that Renekton pick to be a little easier for them. DAMWON will take away Ashe once again. So definitely getting some attention. Theoretically, 3 bans from DAMWON heading his way.
I wonder if they just Lilia B1 and try to go for that. No, Set.
Okay, so Set, the Quadriflex.
Yeah.
Quintuple flex, theoretically. If you play Set with a Senna in the bottom lane, then technically he's the carry. If it's a fasting
they still
Senna.
do fasting Senna.
Yeah, so technically quintuple flex.
And it can be really easy Renekton Nidalee pick up by DAMWON Gaming, one of the comfort pick for themselves. And this is the draft that we expected from DAMWON Gaming for the game.
This is what I was expecting out of DRX as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
After that Caitlyn was first locked in, I thought that we'd see these 2 champions, but Lilia was given a little bit of extra priority. And speaking of which, she is going to come out now. We've seen Lilia's actually do decently into the Nidalee in the earlier stages, just with how fast she farms. She can be freed from a lot of the power that Nidalee does show.
Yeah, maybe Pyoshik's mid-late game teamfight was not on point, but his early game was definitely just stomping.
Yeah.
But the question is are they gonna just blind pick Jace? It seems like they're just putting Set on the support and just looking for Jace mid lane or top lane flex.
I'm thinking it'll be Set mid. I feel like,
maybe, yeah.
Because Chovy loves it so much.
Potentially it can be everything.
Yeah.
Well, Set is still going to retain his flex potency mid, top, and support. I guess jungle as well, although Lilia top lane is not something that we see all that often. DAMWON now, they might just take the 80 carry and then continue to pick off marksman here. Now, Syndra is a dual flex. Ghost can play her.
Yep, true.
Even though the Syndra nerfs did affect bot lane Syndra more so than they did affect mid lane Syndra.
And now at this point we can think about some AP picks on the bot lane like Ziggs and Heimerdinger.
Yep.
And also there is Senna, but DAMWON Gaming is gonna pick up first on the red side. So I think they are willing to pick up Senna, but at the same time they need to think about the mid lane matchup. So they're looking for setup for Syndra on the mid lane with Echo Ban.
Yep. Echo going to be taken away. They did this in the last game as well, just respecting Chovy and his ability to play the champion.
Yeah.
Him against B2D, he actually made B2D look like, you know, second fiddle mid laner. As the Echo that Chovy really did put on a masterclass on that champion, so just getting rid of some of his power. Braum going to be taken away here.
Interesting.
This is a very strange one.
Yeah. Because normally you don't look for a Braum ban.
Yeah, I don't...
This kind of meta.
No,
especially when Ornn's already banned.
Yeah.
I actually have no idea what the Braum is.
Yeah, because like,
well, he's a Freljordian guy that carries.
Because if he comes in on R4 for DAMWON, then you can just counterpick support, which is more impactful than anything that you're hoping to achieve with the marksman.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is, because DAMWON, well, maybe they suppose that DAMWON's going to go R4 marksman and then R5 counterpick support, but what are you intending to draft where Braum is super problematic? Kind of blows me away. In Leona, too.
Probably they're looking for Nautilus combination, like Kai'Sa Nautilus or something. Maybe it's a possibility.
They could go Kai'Sa Set.
But there is no way you ban Leona or Braum to play AP bot lane, by the way.
Yeah, there's zero chance that would end up happening. And there's the marksman on R4. And so DAMWON, will have counterpick support. So now, if they go melee support, I am a little bit worried because Kalista has so many options. And what did I think? Okay.
Oh, the Jinx made me excited.
Kogue TK, the old combination.
Well, speaking of old combinations, the Ezreal going to be locked in. We'll see what Keria has for us.
Karma is up.
Yeah, Karma's
so they can look for
possibility.
lane dominance.
So why did they ban Braum? What? I don't...
Yeah, I mean, so that's why we were like, just put some question marks on there. Okay.
So that's going to be Set support.
Yeah. And Volibear top side and Jace mid lane.
We've got
against
three
Syndra, by the way.
junglers. 3 junglers in this game.
Yeah. I mean, we are not sure yet, but it feels like all the champions that DRX has right now is really bad into Syndra, it feels like.
Yeah,
so they countered themselves.
I feel like they're just endlessly walking headfirst into DAMWON's champions.
Oh, here we go.
Alistar coming out for Beryl.
This is Beryl's Alistar. You guys remember back to 2019 Worlds. This is the champion.
It was basically
that he used to
his
make
champ.
Yeah, really, really.
And
well.
also, I want to explain this matchup is that set support can never look for all-in on Kalista, because then Kalista is going to stack up his stun and look for another all-in, just counter all-in on enemy AD carry or just set. So it can be really easy matchup for Kalista. So I think DWG Gaming just outdrafted.
I mean, I feel like this is another draft victory again for DAMWON, and even though this is much more akin to the type of draft that I expected out of DRX, I never imagined them to win versus DAMWON by trying to fight fire versus fire. Doesn't make any sense. It's like a Charmander going up against Charizard here, Atlas. That's what's happening.
They're technically not effective against each other, but one of them is just better than the other one.
I mean,
I don't know. I feel like they mind game themselves. I think you're exactly right. They like, I'm going to pick all of the junglers.
And also, this team composition is, again, really unstable.
Yeah.
And also no engage tool. Again, Pyoshik needs to do a lot of things. He needs to engage, he needs to counter jungle himself. I mean, this time around he have Jace mid lane who can just have some early prior, but in the late game, how can you play against Syndra mid lane? How can you
I guess
play
you're
against
supposed to
Alistar?
you need to hit all of the shock blasts. I guess everyone needs to be on about 20% health.
Yeah.
And then you hope that the Alistar isn't going to be able to single-handedly control a team fight. Because an Alistar with a Kalista is so scary, let's get into game number 2. And here we are onto the Rift for game number 2. DRX now on the blue side. The draft looking pretty similar as far as when they want to get this game going. Deft on the Ezreal, though, is going to have a little bit more late game prowess. Yeah. As Ghost with the T1 skin, or SKT skin, I apologize. That is Bang's skin, 100%.
Yeah, so with DRX comp, they're looking for early game prior with this Jace pick and Volibear, right? But the problem is, DWG Gaming also have some tools in the early game because of Syndra, because of Renekton Nidalee on the top side, and also potentially Kalista is gonna have some pressure against Ezreal. So I think again, DWG Gaming with their draft, they're gonna have some easy game, and also their late game is way more stable compared to DRX. So I think DRX, they really need to do something, make really random situation a lot in this early game. Otherwise,
I mean, this is really weird. They're gonna start off. They're gonna donate a ward kill. And so they're gonna know that Nidalee is starting blue, but remember the onus is not on Canyon to make anything happen.
Whoa! They're gonna start up very, very early, get themselves a flash. That E-Bang was very scary. And Showmaker is going to respect it. Pyoshik going to continue his destruction of the enemy jungle.
Yeah. I mean, Pyoshik today is actually outperforming, by the way.
That apart from in team fights.
Yeah. Raptor into level 2 gank on the mid lane, and another Raptor. Really intelligence ganking route.
He's just going to hit everything on his way past.
And now he's just going to clear the Golem camp. And so Canyon right now knows that Pyoshik does not have the red buff, probably assumes that Pyoshik has gone into his red side, and now Pyoshik may be looking to try to do something here. Find it very strange. Nuguri's not getting tagged by Volibear's passive to heal with his Doran shield. He's actually staying out of range of it. So that one's a little bit surprising. Keria coming in to check if red is there.
Oh, Canyon lying in wait.
But there's a ward.
Yeah, he's, okay. Canyon knows. As Keria moves on over. The Ignite's already down. Facebreaker's going to miss, and Canyon's just toying with Keria.
I think he's just going to try to get the what?
Okay, there's a dive top side as well as Doran's trying to hold on to the turret aggro. but that was a bad move. Showmaker now finds himself in an odd position. His first blood goes over to Chovy.
Double?
He even crab raves as he picks up the double kill. And now Beryl's going to get dove on also. He has to flash to get to the blast cone, and maybe we're just going to see Chovy put DRX on his back.
I mean, honestly, the only canyon that we're seeing so far tonight in this series is the Mariana Trench, because that has been pretty much what's going on here for DAMWON in both of these early game starts for their jungler, and it's so uncharacteristic. Chovy with double kill and double buffs. Now, in this mid lane,
Yeah.
the only fortunate thing for DAMWON is Syndra is one of the better champions at being able to space and stay away from her lane opponent if she is behind. But DRX, they're in a very comfortable position here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the mid lane matchup is destroyed by Chovy right now. So I think the game is more DRX's favor. But at the same time, again, it's not end of the world. DAMWON Gaming, they're still controlling top side and the bot side. They can still use their lane prior to have better jungle routes.
Oof. Getting a bit dangerous up here towards the top side as well, as Nagari is getting in some decent trades, but you can see the farm's pretty good for Doran. As we're going to have a look at this replay, this is while everything was happening everywhere on the map.
Yeah, I mean, if Naguri died here, then maybe it can be end of the world. But again, great save.
It was really lucky that Pyosik didn't pick up that turret aggro either, as Nagari decided he'd stun him up.
Just look at Showmaker doesn't know what he wants to do. He ends up stunning Chovy, but Chovy flashing out of the way of the knockup. Crab Rave comes in.
That's how you know it's a real victory.
Yeah.
Is the Crab Rave. Def down to about half health, not exactly having the greatest time, but farm is in his favor. Italy's going to sneak her way up towards this top side.
This is how you can lose the game as Nidalee. If this doesn't work, Lilia just blitzes ahead of you, and then as Nidalee, you're not a champion that ever wants to be behind, and you have a very hard time coming back.
Well, there's the flash forward, and this is what this combo is designed to do. And they do manage to pick up that kill on the top side of the map.
I mean, it can be a gamble, but at the same time, there was Summoner's advantage from Naguri, so it was a really good play. DAMWON Gaming again.
Well, Pyosik still probably going to be able to move into the enemy jungle and get some work done, as Beryl taking a lot of damage, only level 4, no unbreakable will or anything like that. As DRX able to trade much better here in this game on the bottom side of the map. 10 CS up here for Deft, and he's on his Ezreal. Maybe this is where he says, well, we're definitely not losing again against this guy. Ghost definitely very practiced on the Kalista, though. He played it a lot, even historically. So him and Beryl are going to be very comfortable with their picks. Also, this mid lane is, very scary for DAMWON.
And I really like how Chovy's itemizing. Goes for the Merc Treads first. It looks like he's going to pick up a Hex Drinker, and he's allowed to get away with...
Oh no, Deft has to flash. Doesn't want to get headbutted back into Ghost.
Sag.
Sometimes you just shouldn't get caught shopping.
Yep.
Unlucky.
We just take a look.
Yeah, top side. Before that, Naguri just forced out Doran's flash on the top side dive situation. So because of that, it was clean kill. Great usage of Summoner's advantage.
Yep, slightly different game though this time around. As you can see, it's the bottom lane for DRX that are actually doing much better, as Deft is eventually allowed to go home. But the CS differentials elsewhere are really not as high. They do still have a slight lead, and I think that's because Pyosik has been able to put the jungle on farm, be it his or his opponent's.
First on every single thing.
Yeah, he's just pretty good at this game, this good old Nagari.
Well, Nagari is going to be very important for them here in this game. Ooh, getting a really big trade against Volibear there. Does also have the XP advantage right now.
Yep, also had the Conqueror, so that gets his health back up as well, and he's going to get through some poisons.
Yeah, and both supports are just walking towards the top side. The header is coming in really soon.
Yeah, it's going to be spawning in 8 seconds time. Pyosik in the area also. Doesn't have a lot of mana to his name. As this game, Showmaker managed to actually pick up a ball, which is definitely good news. Is Deft unable to arcane shift out of the way of the Pierce.
And how far behind in EXP is Deft right now? Because Ghost is already a bit into level 6, almost 1/3 the way through it. Def's still level 5.
Barrel's level 4, so that might explain.
That could definitely...
Yeah. That happens when your support is not getting it.
No, when your support is Barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't like hanging out in his own lane. That's not where he belongs. This cow is currently looking for some action onto the Jace.
It's really hard to kill the Jace, though, through all that magic resistance. Even Alistar deals magic.
Yeah, true.
So, not a whole lot of value that they can really hope to achieve here. It looks like they want to just try to get Renekton ahead. And so, Nuguri...
No, this is all going to be denied.
Yeah. And it's again trade. DRX is trying to get Drake on the bot side, but the dive situation is not going to happen because I don't think they have enough damage without Jace. Maybe they can potentially try to form and dive on the bot side, but it is not possible right now. So DAMWON Gaming again using the header advantage is pretty huge. And they do not care about the Drake that much, as you know.
Yeah, exactly, because this is one of their comps that they want to win at about 25 minutes. So Dragon's completely irrelevant.
I mean, this is how to use Renekton Nidalee on the top side.
Yeah. Thank you for the masterclass, DAMWON.
Yeah.
That's great. Because, like, if there's something that we know here at the LCK is that Renekton isn't exactly a late-game champion. We have learnt this, but DAMWON make it look good because they don't play late game. No, in a lot of their games. They did in their last one because they decided to.
But this time around, their team comp is just fully built up for the mid early game.
Yeah.
Well, it feels like DRX here, they just can't catch a break. Last game it was bot lane, this game it's top lane.
Yeah.
And Chovy can't extend his lead, and this is because of the dynamic of Jace Syndra. He can't walk up to Syndra, he can't bully her, her range is too long.
Yeah.
And so Showmaker, he's able to stay relevant inside of the lane. Also, the teleport helps mitigate any pressure. It's impossible for Jace to set up a gank for Lilia. And so with top lane falling behind, now, the one confusing thing is Doran, he had a hot date. So he had to shove the wave back. And Nuguri, now they're just going to play ping pong in top lane. But taking the turret at 9.5 minutes can actually often prove to be disastrous if the opponent just starts freezing. And then you have to walk up inside of the lane to get stuff. DRX is handshaking it. That hurts.
Yeah, that hurt me.
Yeah. The problem of DRX right now is that Jace cannot use his pressure or prior correctly.
Well, he's going to try to, as Unleashed Power is actually going to start this one up. As Chovy's going to flash out of the way, trying to get some damage back, but...
Nuguri has flash.
Yeah, and he's actually just going to go straight underneath the turret, gets the teleport, and says, my work here is done. And he's going to move back over towards the top side, and he's going to have priority there as well, because now the Volley Bear is out of position.
Do you see how DAMWON Gaming dribbles around DRX? They were just doing 2v3 on the bot side. At the same time, they released the pressure on the mid lane. So, again...
Fate's Call going to come down here as Deft in a whole host of trouble. Headbutted into the wall. Very, very dead. As now Pyosik trying to get some work done. Face breaker defensively from Carrier. And Haymakers to keep himself alive. Canyon falls asleep. His Ghost is going to take a bit of damage there from the turret, but that is just a pretty clean kill for DAMWON. And now they're looking to try and get some turret damage as well. Carrier, not a lot he can do to help.
Yeah.
I mean, DAMWON, they're snowballing so far ahead.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
No flash!
He's going to be able to get the stun. Tanking up the turret now, but Chovy will survive.
Carrier is dead.
What?
Oh dear. Pyosik might also be dead.
Oh, man.
As there's a lot of stick.
Out
everywhere. That was some League of Legends. That's some things that can happen in this video game that just happened. Do you want to analyze those, boys?
No thanks. Not unless you want to duo cast.
That flash was so strange out of Canyon.
Yeah.
That was one of the weirdest things that I've seen. I liked it, but I'm very confused. As we're going to have a look at it again, hopefully we get it in very, very quick slow-mo. Very, very slow slow-mo.
This is why Alisa is good in this set.
Yep. He uses the unbreakable carrier, says, wait a minute, you're too heavy. And then Canyon getting in there, doing a lot of damage as well. Let's take a look at this. This must have been a... Oh, no.
No, it
just
just
walks into it, yeah. Thought he sniped him, but now here, this would honestly turn it off, please. Production.
No.
This
No. No.
But Beryl did the right thing, though.
Beryl tried.
Yeah,
he
he
tried to salvage the situation.
What was that flash?
Okay.
Oh, okay. So Canyon probably had an issue.
Imagine.
Yeah.
If that was a bug and we chrono break it. And then Lily is actually just living in a nightmare. She's like, oh, no.
Well,
Oh,
Deft,
no, it's Deft.
having a little bit of an issue, maybe. I'll have to see what it is that the problem is. He feels like there might be a little bit of lag.
Ooh.
That's
Okay.
not good.
This is an awkward situation. I've seen this happen at tournaments before where a pro player, it actually happened to me personally in StarCraft at an MLG once. I was
Okay.
adamant that the frame rate or something within the game wasn't right, but then the ref couldn't determine it by just looking at the numbers.
Right.
And it's very confusing. If you don't play the games at the absolute highest level, sometimes frame rate drop or bit rate just going down a little bit feels really bad.
Yeah. And especially when you're used to it functioning a certain way, it can put off your rhythm completely.
Yes,
And
your
especially
muscle
in
memory.
In a game like StarCraft, it is 100% muscle memory.
Yeah.
So if that's off by anything, yeah, that can be dicey. By the way, are you gonna verse Tasteless?
I am supposed to do a StarCraft 1 show match.
Oh,
I am.
that's
Yeah.
gonna be fun.
Yes.
Crazy.
That is gonna be. I hope it's a series. Like you get to go up against Tasteless
Yeah, I don't-
and Dan. You know.
Yeah, I don't know what it's gonna do. I have a month.
To practice. Are you gonna stream some of it? That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna stream it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, he's stream monster, so
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
He'll
true.
stream everything.
I watched him eat his dinner the other night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually. And you even had dinner cam. I don't know what
True.
that's about. That's a new one. It's just part of the
LEC and
entertainment you
LCS
can
later.
expect
Yeah.
from your Twitch Prime. It's going to be able to get you the dinner stream, mukbang.
Yeah.
Right
And
there.
actually, this situation reminds me when I was player, and they're gonna just look for the record. They just record every single game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna check if there was actually actual lagging or frame issue.
And this is always the scariest thing as a pro player because sometimes I always get really scared that sometimes the people evaluating it don't get what it's like to actually just be able to feel that the game's lagging.
Yeah, right.
And
it's
even
so
if
hard
the
to look
numbers
at it.
on the
Yeah.
screen are saying that it's not, sometimes there actually still can be an issue. Something
true.
is going wrong.
Yeah.
And you can feel it with your muscle memory. Your mouse cursor isn't exactly where you thought it would be, or you feel like your champion's not turning as quick as it should. And it's very, very subtle. And it can, I've seen this happen elsewhere in other game titles, not on an official tournament, not one as prestigious as this, but definitely has come up before.
Yeah, this is certainly
And
a
it's
thing.
scary as a pro player.
Yeah.
And when you're playing remotely like this as well, I mean, there are bound to be certain things that crop up. You know, this is not an ideal situation. We'd want the players to be here in Lowell Park with us, but for safety reasons, with the fact that COVID-19 has had a bit of a resurgence here in Korea, it is definitely better to be safe than sorry. But unfortunately, these are some of the issues that you can run into as it looks like the refs trying to get some work done here. And we're looking at what Carrier's setup is as well, just to make sure that we have some comparisons between the two.
And maybe we can summarize the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were getting word from production.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have a look at some highlights. So
Oh, yeah.
to summarize the game, we
Yeah.
have some video footage, courtesy of Woodid, because this was his idea.
Maybe Ellis and me is already feeling like the game is over. I mean, especially me, it feels like game is already over from here.
I was going to make a joke that Deft paused because he wanted to know why his mid laner was 2-0, but the game was lost.
Yeah, maybe after the both side situation,
Yeah.
it definitely feels like the game completely, it's lagging.
Canyon chimes in, yeah, there is lag, there is lag. That's for a chrono break.
Yeah. This cannot be happened. But anyways, this play was really crucial as well on the top side because of the summoner's advantage again. So Naguri is playing so much better than before. And also the bot lane. It's really impactful that Ghost and Burial is stable on the bot side because sometimes, I mean, especially when they play against Genji, they got stomped. They didn't know how to control themselves. So it was not looking like they have stable bot lane. So everyone was talking like DAMWON Gaming still, the weak point is their bot lane because their top side is stable and their bot lane is still like they got stomped by Rule of Life, right? But it feels like they improved so much.
I feel like every bottom lane gets stomped by Ruler and Life these days.
Yeah.
They are very, very strong. I feel like BDD's slumping a little bit, but Ruler and Life are like in their best form that we've seen them in for like years and years.
Yeah.
This is like vintage 2017 hard carry Ruler on the bottom side of the map. This is real scary as far as bottom lanes are concerned, but Ghost played very, very well in game number 1, and here showing that his Callista is still up to it. But there were some opportunities for Def to... I think his Arcane Shift was on cooldown in that last replay, but he did still have his flash, so he could have potentially used that headbutt to taxi under the turret.
So right now we can think about DRX's win condition, because still Jace is 2-0. It's looking like okay for him, but rest of the teammates are having a really hard time, right? Volibear on the top side, he cannot push against Renekton, and both sides is just GG.
And also, I mean, the Volibear, he's so far behind, he's not really going to be relevant inside of this game.
No.
So, Ezreal having a really rough time. Set is behind. Okay, we've... Oh, these are all the subs and the coaching staff.
Yep, you can check out Nuclear and Flame hanging out over there. Of course, Hoyt still on the roster as well. Haven't really seen too much from him. I actually remember Hoyt being one of the better players on the team.
Yeah.
Him and Beryl actually used to be lane partners. Beryl used to be an AD carry.
When there was so many range champions, you know?
Yeah.
Especially when Yuumi was in. Hoyt was...
I mean, Hoyt's Rakan was also just amazing.
That's true.
Last year.
But anyways, it seems like the game 2 is already DAMWON Gaming's favor, so... Yeah.
It looks like we're about to get back in there, though, as the refs seem to be tidying some things up. I'm actually really glad that we get to have these cameras inside each of the gaming houses. So it wasn't exactly the longest pause, but it wasn't the shortest either. I think I think we're pretty happy with the length of this one.
So I'm wondering how they're gonna approach this situation right now, DRX.
I think things are looking pretty doom and gloom for them right now. They're down almost 2,500 gold. They do have that one Mountain Dragon, and Jace, in particular, is getting some value out of it because he has those MR items. He's basically getting an extra rune almost, the MR rune.
Yeah, true.
Probably in terms of extra resistance.
And Deft is really going to love it as well once that
Iceborne
load comes in, as well as Doran with his Ninja Tabi, and he'll build some tanky items once that Trinity Force is completed. But the Trinity Force is a real feels bad when you're losing by this much. Going to be affected next, or whether we're just going to have a clean run towards the conclusion of this game. So far, just to catch you guys back up, DAMWON are ahead. 3,000 gold. A lot of that is to do with this top side, which has been utterly obliterated by the Renekton. But Piotrik's still having a good time. I mean, Canyon's caught back up again, but there is a Runic Echoes, and that 2-item spike is still going to be there for the Lilia. As Doran, this is a policeman that's just found a bad guy, and he's calling for backup.
I mean, he should know it. Agree?
Well, Ulti's going to start it up, gets the stun there as well onto Noguri, who's going to try and fight this one back out. Does have a dice available. Bowling ball going to be avoided by it. He has no flash. He's waiting for that slice to come back off cooldown. I have a feeling he's not going to survive, but he lasts for way longer than he should have.
Yeah.
And as you can see, everything else is being taken from around this map. Showmaker going to deny a cannon creep as well as get a lot of damage onto this turret. And now Canyon moves towards the bottom side, doesn't find the spear. And still a lot of pressure.
So even though Nuguri ended up dying, there was a lot of CS and other things that are captured by DAMWON during that time. So it's not exactly a 1-0. It has to all be basically factored into the equation. Also a lot of damage done to that mid-tier 1 turret. Whereas Syndra's, look at all of DAMWON's turrets. They're all so healthy.
They're having no issues at all.
Yeah.
DRX haven't really been able to put on too much pressure in the lanes, which is, just to remind everyone, how they won most of their games in the regular season. It was because their lane kingdom style was too difficult for anyone to get past.
So yeah, I mean, the kill score is looking like similar, but the game pressure, the map pressure is real. Their bot lane, top lane, also even mid lane is having a free time in this game. So I think it's going to be DAMWON Gaming controlling the game, and especially this second header is going to be free for them.
Yeah.
Yep, they should be able to grab it. And already here.
Really good control right now. Rod of Ages is almost going to be completed for Nidalee. Looks like Triforce is going to be the build for Duran.
Yeah.
On the flip side, I like the GLP. 800 out for Showmaker here, as there is a heavy reliance on sticking on DRX's side.
Ooh, that was sneaky. Is Deft going to flash?
This is really critical, by the way. Deft is making so many mistakes this game.
Lots of blunders.
Unfortunately.
And now him not having that flash available, he has to be real careful.
Yeah.
Anytime he's around Ghost or Barrel now in the future, even Showmaker. And so, DAMWON, I mean, with Ezreal not having flash for the next team fight and how far behind DRX is, we should assume that they're going to get the next Dragon as well. So that'll bring them 2 away from Soul Point.
And they're 2,000 gold away from DRX at the moment. Good old DAMWON. Blade of the Ruin King complete here for Ghost. He's even got Ninja Tabi just to give himself some more of those tanky stats. And against, you know, Jace and even Volibear just a little bit. Not to mention the Ezreal. It's definitely a good idea to go towards it. That Rod of Ages you were talking about completed it around 16 minutes. Not too bad. Facebreaker and Pulverize come in here as Barrel's just toying with these DRX members.
I mean, Barrel is just trying to trade some health because he has Nidalee.
Yeah, right. Super Soaker goes out. Good stun there onto Yoshik, but it's not going to quite be enough. The set going to go down, and Fates calls one hell of an ability. Barrel just walks it out, and Noguri was zoning Doran this entire time. It's feeling like game 1 all over again, gentlemen.
Yeah.
It's even better for DAMWON Gaming side.
Yeah. This is looking a lot more destructive. The one thing, though, in this game is still Chovy. 3 kills on the Jace. Okay, well,
yeah,
unfortunate.
I mean, that is true. It's still Chovy, as you mentioned, but he's playing Jace, so...
Yeah, well...
It is actually Chovy versus DAMWON.
Oh,
right
yeah.
Now.
It
That's
feels
what
like
this
it.
game is.
Because I feel like... I mean, also, Pyoshik, he did such a great early game move, and also...
Okay. Okay, Canyon not going to find it. Bowling Ball also going to miss.
Yeah.
His Barrel is still here. Unbreakable Will still up, by the way. Didn't even use it. When he was diving under the turret, he was trusting Ghost.
I mean, again, many people expected DAMWON Gaming to have mid-jungle pressure really hard, but this time around, DRX showed up such a great move, especially from the Pyoshik. But it feels like DRX's bot lane is getting outclassed, even in lane.
Yeah.
On 2v2, which is really critical.
Not something that you would expect.
No.
When you
it was
look at
the
player
opposite
names.
of what was happening earlier for DRX. You know, this is not what we expect.
Game is online, guys.
We're going to need the collective to give us a confirmed count as to when we went back in.
One more. Pause. 1. Give it to us.
Well, I mean, it'll be paused within the next couple of seconds if it is going to pause, because Deft is going to figure out whether or not it's still feeling a bit weird.
So, Korea has been learning how to beat Boris a little bit in the last few weeks, but I'm really curious, actually, if Deft will get Leandri's in this game.
Oh.
I don't know if that's made its way to Korea yet. They are very slow to pick up on things.
Yeah, I agree. Especially on items.
Yeah.
I think it's even
They get
harder.
stuck in their ways. There's definitely a lot of getting stuck in your ways. And that's what happens when you play on a very different solo queue as well, because you don't have that guy come up to you and beat you with that item, you know? And so you get shaped by what's been beating you, not necessarily what's theoretically good elsewhere in the world.
Ooh.
As Chovy going to exit the area. A scary cow is worth running away from.
So the thing is, for DAMWON Gaming, everything is slowly setting up for them to snowball, because Nashor is up.
There's a headbutt Pulverize, as immediately Ghost pulls back the cow, but they miss it. Oh no, now Ghost is going to get booped around. The Ren did a fair bit of work, but the Lily is going to shut them down. The cow also going to be... Turned into Mincemeat Showmaker. Takes down the Ezreal, and Noguri's flashing on top of everyone. Good night, Lilia. As Doran's going to flash the hell away. That was, of course, out of fear, because this is Godzilla entering the rift.
Well, Nuguri managed to salvage that, but what a close call, though. Just barely whiffing on Chovy. DAMWON, they're going to get this Baron. I think there's no way DRX are going to be able to stop this. You can see Chovy, he's preoccupied. He's trying to get the minions in mid lane. He's not even going to try to get here. It doesn't even matter. The smite on Canyon would be more than enough to confirm this. Shock blast by Chovy is going to be the last attempt.
God.
Oh,
the
no.
damage. Oh, the true shot barrage, not enough. Smite comes down. That's going to be it confirmed. DRX are going to lead with their tails between their legs. And Ghost already back here in the area, but wasn't even required. Find it interesting because, of course, Callista, generally what you use to confirm a Baron.
Yeah.
But this time was the sacrificial lamb to get the Baron themselves.
Yeah. I mean, the start of the fight was not that great. Chovy with the face rush, he moved out completely well.
Yep.
But after that, somehow Burial managed to just tumble depth around the Nuguri, so that made the team fight completely different.
Yeah. The cow fed the dinosaur is what ended up happening there.
Yeah.
And
I've watched Jurassic Park. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And now, I mean, the advantage that is present inside of this game for DAMWON is out of control.
Yeah.
They are so far ahead in this game. This Baron, it doesn't quite persist into the next Ocean Dragon, but the control that they're going to establish is going to be there. Chovy continuing to go down the utility route, picks up Edge of Night, and so it's not the hardest hitting lethality item. It does grant him some protection against DAMWON. They don't have the easiest time in the world at proccing it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the pressure when it comes to team comp, right? We were talking about how Jace is so hard to pull off on this competition because of the champion combination. That's the reason why Chovy is building up more of utility items. And this time around,
Oh!
and look at the Showmaker item. He's fine right now.
Yeah. Showmaker with Void Staff second, you love to see it.
Especially out of the items that are being built by especially Chovy and Kyoshik.
Yeah.
Genius.
And better poke as well. Canyon is out poking Jace and Ezreal.
Over
Beryl?
goes Beryl. He's looking for more. The Fate's Call is going to come in as the Showstopper went down as well. Noguri helps take down the turret as the Nidalee going to secure the set. Now Chovy going to boot back that Nid. And DAMWON are on the run. It is currently 2-for-1 in favor of DRX. They did lose their turret, but they did win the fight in the end.
So the turret ends up going down, but a 2-for-2 is, or a 1-for-2 is definitely something that they're willing to take. Right now, they're still down 6,000 gold. They're probably going to lose the Ocean Dragon. Honestly, this is DAMWON just being a little bit too reckless. Beryl goes in, he has the Callista ultimate to back him up. He gets pulled out, and then watch as they reinitiate. He had no HP. So he just dies to anyone right-clicking him. Chovy flashes, knocks the Cougar.
The live?
In the meantime, yeah, Chovy taking a lot of damage from Ghost, actually. That was just one shot, but Ghost is doing a lot of work at the moment. Does have that extra BF sword on top of those two core items.
Yeah.
6,000 gold is the lead, approximately, for DAMWON. So despite that little team fight setback, things are still going in their favor.
It feels like they were testing their limits on the top side, obviously, with Alista flashing and failing combo, right? So this time around, it's going to be more stable from DAMWON's side because they don't need to get be hurry on this side.
Well, they're going to look for an Ocean Drake. That's going to be spawning in 15 seconds time.
And we'll see what... Oh, Carrier's going to take a lot of damage.
Tons of damage.
But he did still have his Haymaker available, so he probably wasn't going to die. But it should confirm this Drake.
Burial has Hex Flash, by the way.
Oh,
such a great position.
You can see it, but it is going to be the Rendell down. Now the team fight. Beryl looking for a pulverized target. Carrier is going to go down first. Kyoshik now in trouble.
There's nothing Chovy can do.
Yeah, we're going to punch the ground a little bit, but that's just because Doran's angry and Deft is standing in the back of this pit, just hoping that it is all over. Chovy gets one.
He's trying.
I mean, his KDA looks great this game, but
I mean,
other
he's
than
really
that,
trying.
it's all awful.
Well, Godby is, well, not the player, but...
Wayless?
Yeah.
Oh,
no. Not like this.
Shut
Not
down.
like this.
But anyways, the the way how Beryl prepares the fight was just so beautiful. On the bottom side, I mean, there was no chance DRX winning the team fight, by the way.
Yeah. That's what happens when Beryl gets his eye in.
Yeah.
You know, he had that flub last team fight, and now the Hex Flash power.
Yeah, just goes in onto Keria, knocks him up. Chovy in the worst angle possible. Pyoshik.
Oh, man.
Alistar seems to have an affinity for Lilia.
Yep.
The way how he pushes out Chovy, and after that, just goes in Pyoshik looking like. That's why, the reason why Beryl is LCK All-Pro #1.
I like that Chovy wanted to try and one-shot the Kalista. That was his thought process. Didn't go for the blast cone or anything like that. Went down swinging. Now 5-1-2. The Jace is very big, but everybody else not so much. And the gold lead is only extending. DAMWON with Soul Point now in 3 minutes time. It's been really strange because this game, the gold lead is much higher, but it actually feels closer than game one.
Yep.
I don't understand how that is, but it is.
I think that's Chovy effect.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. But anyways, again, it's gonna be Ocean Drake Soul if they are gonna get next Drake as well.
Yeah.
It feels like free Nashor for DAMWON game, or DRX is gonna try to contest this.
This has been 2 Ocean Souls, by the way, for DAMWON.
Yeah.
It's an ocean of holy water.
Okay. They're all inning.
Well, they're right into the pit as Keria is getting a fair bit of work done. We'll see who's going to be able to actually take down the Baron. As Keria eventually falls, but Pyoshik steals the Baron away.
But at what cost?
Yeah, well, maybe the game LS is deft. He tries to QSS, but he's not going to be able to get that one done. And Ghost, although he's slowed, he's still going to be able to grab that kill. Chovy on the run once again. And can he do it? Can he do it, gentlemen?
Chovy against the wall.
1 versus 3. The spear is going to connect. The Edge of Night came back off cooldown, but he's still going to die. That's the ace. And DAMWON may just be able to win the game from here.
Yeah, they have the teleport on Nuguri. Looks like he's actually just gonna TP first. He's not even actually going to recall and get any more items.
I don't think they're looking for Ant right
No, I think they're just trying to open up the base, get double inhibitor.
Yeah. And waiting for next Drake as well.
And if DRX move a little bit too far forward and they are able to get a pick, then it is the end of the game, right? But
yeah.
You've got Canyon, he's moving towards that dragon. 1 inhibitor, the top lane is going to stay alive for the minute. And now DAMWON are getting themselves in position. Try and kill anyone moving. Headbutt pulverized. Goodbye, Keria. Dev tries to get some damage across, but he just doesn't really do much of that at the moment. Now Ghost has found Pyoshik. Doran's there as well, so...
Oh, Showmaker?
Okay. Can he actually one-shot per Pyoshik is the question. As, yeah.
Oh, you know, leave him alone, man.
This is so... I don't really have words to describe how one-sided this is, gentlemen, as Doran, he's getting chunked.
Yeah, while Nuguri is just casually farming on the bot side.
Yeah, he'll take down that turret as well. And this game, we said it was over earlier, but it is definitely over now.
I mean...
And, well, there is the setup for everything. Keria, he does get a lot of damage off with the Haymaker. And you can see on the left-hand side, Showmaker going one-on-one with Chovy. Pyoshik with a really nice capture on the Baron, but no one could disengage. Showmaker still alive there.
By the way, maybe you missed that, but Pyoshik tried to chain CC when Keria flashed in, but he flashed in on Nashor, so he got pushed out.
Yep.
So he couldn't land the Q on the 4 targets. So I think they could actually change the game. But
that's the second time that a Lilia ultimate not working out correctly.
But this time around, it's unlucky. I guess.
Yeah, I guess. The other one was just a misplay. This one was unlucky. Well, maybe Baron's actually on DAMWON's side.
Oh, that's the first turret that DRX has got.
And it's
Guess
from
who
Chovy.
took it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Of course it's Chovy. It always is.
Yeah. He's still getting player of the game. Okay, DAMWON moving towards the last remaining inhibitor turret. He'll be able to take that one down very, very easily. DRX, maybe they have one last team fight in them as Chovy comes back. Finds a shock blast onto Showmaker, but it's really not doing the damage that they really want. Facebreaker onto Beryl, but Beryl likes that one. As
Oh,
my
man.
God, tossed around like a ragdoll. As now Pyoshik's in trouble. Ren has to slow down that spear. It's going to connect, and Canyon getting right underneath this turret. Beryl's going to taxi Doran into his fountain.
Ocean
DAMWON, I think,
Drake.
is still going to win this game. Exactly right. Ocean Soul has been confirmed, and DAMWON, they don't lose health bars. DRX, though, they may lose a couple more before we end this game. But no, game 2 is over. DAMWON moved to match point here in this final. And for 2020, it's looking like, once again, 3 zeros.
It is really looking like DAMWON are about to put lights out on DRX. They are so dominating here in this finals. It looks like even though DRX is getting what they would hope to happen, which is Chovy getting super big, super advantages, nothing is working out for them. The bot lane is just getting gapped. The top lane in game number 2 just fell really far behind, and we expect that.
Yeah.
And
also, yeah, you can say.
Yeah, I mean, the draft is,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a thing.
I think we just need to see more power given to the bottom lane of DRX. I just don't think we're getting enough of it. As checking out DAMWON, and it looks like they don't really need to discuss too much. Beryl is very happy at the moment. He got to play his cow. He loves his cow. And you can see Showmaker very demure off to the side. He hasn't really been... he hasn't needed to do very much this game. I mean, this series.
Yeah.
This game is all about Canyon and Noguri just sticking together, taking down a very early turret and snowballing from there. And in game number 1, it was played around Showmaker mostly, as Ghost was the main carry. So maybe in game number 3, we'll see some Showmaker carry action.
Yeah. And also the thing is, BO5 is all about mental, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like DRX right now is having a mental issue for sure. Maybe because of the lag, maybe because of the pause issue. But the fact is that they're both was like getting stomped, right? On the lane. So I'm not sure how they're gonna like get back into the mood, the mood that they can focus on. But right now it feels like it's really hard right now.
Yeah, it's a very difficult one. But we're on the edge of history, guys. It's going to be the first time that one of our Challengers career teams picks up an LCK title. It's been a long time since we've had someone outside of one of these huge names and these huge organizations actually in here. So DAMWON, if they're able to win the next game, they could be creating history here right before we move into franchising, which is some exciting stuff. Disappointing for DRX, but they still have a chance to turn it around. We'll see you for game number 3 right after the break.